We can all just fall apart. We can live, we can love, yes, we can spark. We can give, we can know, we can shine together. We can all just fall apart. We can live, we can love, yes, we can spark. We can give, we can know, we can die together.
The following program is closed captioned for the thinking impaired.
Choose your command. You have chosen
the Face Off Hockey Show.
I mean, hockey is my life. I've got on hockey underwear right now.
The Face Off Hockey Show. With Scotty Waz. Sean O.
And a breakaway. They shoot the scores!
And the P-Boys, Johnny and Mark with the C.
Yeah, baby.
You believe it not? Oh, yes!
Here's your host for the Face Off Hockey Show, Scotty Waz.
Hey there, hi there, oh there, everybody. It's time for Face Off Hockey Show. We're all live, but Johnny's especially live as he joins us from the Green Turtle in Columbia, Maryland.
I'm very
kids
live.
In the background playing in the Leywiz basketball.
They've actually been really good so far tonight. I've watched them. I think this is the second or third time they've gone up to play that game.
Kids shooting like John. They could have used him last night. I'll tell you that much. Could have used him last.
That series is over, isn't it?
It's 2-0. So basically over. Well, I think they both played in Boston, so.
Yeah. All right.
Whatever.
I don't know if I'm loud or not.
You're fine. You're basically good live temperature.
Okay.
You're that radio remote live area that we need.
Yeah, you're not too hot, not too cold. Just right.
I want you to talk about the hot tubs almost that you have on sale for the Memorial Day weekend coming up, but I know it's not that kind of area.
No, I don't think so. I don't think it is. But I was telling Mark before the show that when I first came in, they basically were like, "All right, well, we got an electrical outlet for you, and you see where the guy's sitting right there over my shoulder,
Sure do.
Literally underneath the big screen. They're like, here, sit here." I'm like, I don't think I'm going to do that.
It looks like it could be Lyle in disguise.
Could be.
It does actually. It's like a incognito Lyle with sunglasses on.
Wasn't that the definition of incognito? His sunglasses
and the mustache.
Sunglasses and a mustache makes you incognito all the time.
Yeah, guy incognito. Yeah, Johnny live at the Green Turtle in Columbia, something road. If you're listening to us live and are in the area, how the hell are you listening to us live while you're driving? I guess is the first question.
So here's the sad part is that I've been here now for probably an hour, close to an hour, and I haven't seen anyone I know. Which, I mean, I could walk into any bar in Baltimore and run into somebody I know within an hour.
That's true. Well, Columbia is a different beast, my friend. Columbia, I would reckon to guess that if possible, we might have a Jeopardy sighting. I doubt it.
I did ask if I could string the microphone up so that I could like pull it down like this and talk, but they were against that.
Fair enough. I think it's health codes. Also, Chris Poisel said that he was going to show up, but shockingly enough, he did not.
How about that?
Well, I mean, how many children does he have at this point?
I think he's got 52.
I thought so. I figured it was a lot.
And he lives in York, Pennsylvania. So
I think those kids playing basketball are actually some of his.
He brought him. He's like, all right, play the Leywiz machine. I got to talk to Uncle Johnny.
That's true. He's not even here, and his kids are here playing basketball.
They're just everywhere.
And it's the old school Wiz too. It's the brown. It's the bronze and gold, blue Leywiz. So Johnny, aside from being the center of attention there at the Green Turtle in Columbia, what else did you do this week?
I got a haircut.
Can't really tell.
I don't know if anyone can tell or not. They took out some of the bushiness on the sides. They cut the mullet, a little bit like Wesley Willis. So yeah, they knocked that out. I was terrible at soccer on Monday night, so got that going for me. I got some Guinness here at the Green Turtle, and yeah. Outside of that, I think I watched some hockey.
Can we chalk up the amount of odd looks that we would get for today as well?
Oh, I could have walked in here literally with my pants on fire, or not even wearing pants. Let's be completely honest, and probably gotten the same amount of weird looks.
Nice, that's good.
I believe the first 3 people I talked to walking into the bar tonight asked me, "What is a hockey show?" Neither here nor there.
Listen, some of this terminology.
We don't have a whole lot of fans in the area.
Some of this terminology is hard, but when you have the sport you're talking about and the concept, you put them together. There we go.
Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
This is, of course, a Howard County public school education we're talking about as well. So let's not.
Hey, and I've also heard that it's Teacher Appreciation Night here at the Green Turtle.
Oh, the superintendent's going to get lit.
So lots of teachers here. I think the table actually behind me over that shoulder, there's like 4 girls sitting there, and I think they're all teachers.
Mm-hmm.
Could be.
They keep staring at me, and they're like, "Why is this guy wearing headphones? And did somebody just cut off a mullet?" I think were the 2 thoughts that they had.
Wow, that's impressive how they
Really?
were able to sense that.
Really specific.
Yeah, it was very very specific actually.
Well, if they get a couple of mimosas,
I'm just going to bring this up. I've never actually had somebody else cut my hair within the past like 20 years. It's a weird experience. I'm not going to lie.
Where did you go?
I went to the haircuttery next to the Giant in White Marsh.
Oh, I was going to say.
Which
what at Cromwell? Jesus.
No, I'm not going to a haircuttery in Glen Burnie. I'm smarter than that. Like they would have been like, "What do you want?" And I'm like, just a little trim up." And they're like, "Okay."
We're gonna keep that mullet there, hon. Right? We're gonna keep that mullet there. We're just gonna string out the sides, tighten it up in the front there, right?
They would give me like a 1 on the sides and a 3 on the top, and leave everything in the back.
Of course, it's the uniform. If Glen Burnie had an army, that'd be the haircut.
And they actually, like, on the way out of the haircuttery in Glen Burnie, I think they give you a denim jacket. I don't know why. But they're like, "Here." They're like, "How much did you tip today?" And I was like, $4. And they're like, "You've bought this. Here."
You bought this.
What size are you? Medium? Got it.
I think your first mistake was going to a chain haircutter place.
Well, okay, so I figured that walking into a chain haircuttery and being like, "Hey, so I've been letting my hair grow for 3 months now. Don't know exactly what to do with it, and I actually cut my own hair all the time. So what do you want to do?" Was probably way smarter than walking into some place that actually cuts hair all the time.
I think maybe, but you're going against your own people by not going to Giuseppe's haircuttery and salon.
It's true.
Probably in Linthicum. That seems like a Linthicum area.
Yeah, actually, that probably is. I bet you in Little Italy they give good haircuts.
Oh, absolutely. And you
I
get
would have walked into to Little Italy and they would have been like, "What haircut do you want?" And I'm like, "The Andrea Pirlo." And they're like, "Oh, okay, good. We got it here.
I'll hook you right up."
Here's a Peroni for your trouble.
Exactly. I was going to say, you get a free lasagna meal after the fact.
Hey, the game has started.
Hey, the puck is dropped for hockey. Hockey. As we watch ESPN in the background, I think they're playing, it looks like the draft again, the NFL draft.
Yeah, actually, I think it is.
Well, remember, we're not allowed to broadcast any hockey games on our show, so
that's true. That is true.
That's why it's good. We're always 45 minutes behind, plus the 7-second YouTube delay.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, Johnny.
But I will say, I'll throw this out there that the Wi-Fi is good. I have a good signal on the Wi-Fi. I'm not really like behind or anything. Travel Studio is worth all the money that I spent on it. I mean, it's amazing. I could set it up in 10 minutes. I only set it up for myself tonight. I have a microphone and a headset in here, but I can add 2 more mics and a headphone amp, and whew, it's like a real studio on the move.
Well, hey, man, get it ready for Chicago as the draft credential process has opened up and Face Off Hockey Show has put in our thing. Regime change in the NHL media area, so who knows if we'll get in or not.
Let's add it to our regime.
The media faction.
Yeah.
Well, we'll do that.
Oh, is that the new name? I forgot the new name of it. I listened to the Soderstrom Bubble, and I heard that we decided on a new name, but I forgot what it was.
Well, the media faction, because it's FOHSMF. So I think that's a little bit better.
That's fantastic.
Than Media Empire.
I like it.
There's that. All right, Mark, did you have a week?
There was a week.
There was
a week. Yes.
A week was had?
A week was had. Nothing. I actually literally did nothing this weekend except buy a lawnmower and mow the lawn. Brittany was up visiting her family in New Hampshire, so I had a weekend to get things done around the house. So that's what I did. I got things done around the house.
Got it done.
Mm-hmm.
Boy. Yes. What kind of lawnmower did you get? Did you get a riding one? Get a riding one that we can make into a studio chair?
Definitely. It's in the. I mean, I'm going to move my studio out to the garage, as we all know. So I will sit on that chair proudly.
Here's my question, and I'll pose this to the group because we've been around for 15 odd years. Do you think we should do a 30 for 30 short on our damn thing about how we became podcasts before podcasts were a thing?
I feel like we have to get Spike Lee to narrate that or produce it at least.
Well,
because
then,
I feel like he could tell our story well.
Well, then you'd have to talk to him because you're the darkest out of us. So
that's true. That's true.
I sure as hell don't have a chance at getting with him. All right. Well, Mark buying lawnmowers.
Yeah, that's about it. Nothing too crazy. As usual, per usual. So yeah, I guess we go to Scotty then.
Go to my weekend. I basically worked overnight, so that was a thing. I got a dresser sent to me. I also got like 7 pairs of compression socks for work, but that's neither here nor there. But I got a dresser, and then lo and behold, we need a hammer, and we can't find the house hammer.
The house hammer? Do you have like one for the entire place? Is there like one on loan for the like condo buildings? How does this work?
Oh, we live in an apartment. Thank you for believing we live in a condo. The condo, of course, a condo in Grand Forks is kind of like our apartment here, except we don't own it. But no, it's just we have a little hammer that like we have a lot of stuff that's we're moving things around, getting things.
If you found the hammer, would you hammer in the morning?
Hammer in the evening, hammer at supper time. When hammer's on a bagel. Wait, that's not it.
When you do find it, you should like take a picture of it and be like, stop, and just leave it like that, and leave the hammer where it is.
Here's the problem, though. So we can't find the hammer, so we're like, all right, we're gonna go buy another hammer. And then we realize, oh shit, we probably should have checked the toolbox that we have. Lo and behold, there's a hammer in the toolbox, so we have probably upwards of 3 hammers in the household now.
So you have a toolbox, yet you did not check the toolbox for.
Well, it's one of those
hammer.
like portable Stanley tool. It looks like an old Lego case, so I didn't think to check in there. Like it's got socket wrench.
So is it a big stand toolbox or no?
It is a big Stanley toolbox. It's like a mini Stanley toolbox.
Like if you open it, does it start like berating you?
It talks about Jack Daniels and how the logo, and then it's something about a time he was in Houston. A non sequitur starts essentially is what happens. So yes, it's a big stand toolbox, everybody. But yeah, I haven't put together the thing yet because we just bought the hammer again, and then we found the other hammer, and we're gonna probably find the 3rd hammer soon. So I'll be doing that this weekend. But yeah, other than that, it's been working overtime, workout. Yeah, that's been about it. Not really exciting week. Not as exciting as going to Minnesota, but we put our credentials in for Chicago. That's the exciting part of the week. Now we wait. We sit. And I found out it's only a 11-hour drive from here to Chicago. Thought it was much longer.
Interesting. I think you're closer.
Yeah, I think we're just about. I think because Johnny and I were thinking about it, we're about that even.
Yeah, I think Baltimore. From my house, it's 11 and a half hours.
Same here. It's about 11:18.
But the problem, so the problem that I have is that I, coming from the Maryland area, would be driving by myself.
Yes.
And I've done that before. I drove to Ottawa, 12-hour drive. Never want to do that again.
And you because you have a great job and everything like that can afford yourself a plane ticket to Chicago, as we might go see the Chicago Wolves and all that other fun stuff.
Where do
We
they
really,
play?
they play at the Rosemont Horizon, the All-State Arena as they call it now. So they play. I don't know if they're still playing or not. I haven't checked the AHL playoff gimmick yet, but that's the house of Reed Duke, the first and only Vegas Golden Knight. So he's on the playoff roster. Don't know if he's playing or not, but yeah, that was it. I'm starting to think of this 30 for 30 idea that we can put together on broadcastmonsters.com. Problem is finding Sean.
I bet you Sean has enough gear that we can like put this together, and then Sean can use the Stratocaster box that he spent like $10 million on, and actually make it into something that looks produced.
Yes.
And then we can just we'll put it on DVDs, much like Ice Guardians. I'm sure that people will buy it. I mean, I don't see why they wouldn't.
We'll kickstart it. What we'll do is we'll kickstart. By the way, speaking of which, plug time. So Kickstarter is a thing. Oyo is a thing. Oyo, it has a Kickstarter. You best better be goddamn I'm putting money into it, and you best better be goddamn that I am going to be emailing back and forth and trying to get the founder of Oyo on the Face Off Hockey Show. So fingers crossed.
Okay. So what are they even doing? Like, what are you putting money into? But yes, I agree that the founder of Oyo should be on our show.
Yes. Let me find out here, because what they're doing is they're trying to do the Oyo Me and expand it into bigger and better things. So if you go to bit.ly/OyoMeKick, OYOMEKICK, you can check it out. You can get a nice little thing for yourself. You can get some Oyo stuff. If you pledge $25, you get a personalized Oyo Me any way you want it. Not even sports. You can put yourself in a t-shirt and jeans or taekwondo gear or whatever the hell you want. 25. You do 100 or more, you get five Oyo Me's, and you can get yourself a nice little Lego brick hat. How about that? How you like that, sucker? $200 or more, you can get a team. You can team it up, team your shit up, get a team of Oyos of you and your buddies, and also an NFL football game time set.
Why just football?
I don't know. They're just throwing stuff in there that they couldn't get rid of.
Okay.
I think. And if you want this, here's the last branch. And I think if we could pull this money together, boys, we can make this happen. $1,500. We can be a Oyo Me corporate, where we get everyone in our corporation Oyos, from me to you to Jimmy Chunky Butter. 100 custom minifigures with 100 custom packaging and 100 display stands.
So I'm gonna say something weird, but I think our entire company right now could fit into the 20 Oyo.
Dude, I think we could fit to the 5 Oyo.
Yeah, yeah.
Us three, Lyle and Sean.
That's true. But Sean, I'm not even joking. I would definitely get Sean number 8 because he's the best shortstop in the history of baseball.
We should definitely we should get 2 of the 5s, because I don't think we're a team technically. We could get a team. I don't give a shit. Point is this: 2 of the 5s, so we can get 2 Lego hats, and then we could have the five of us. Throw in Jen because she's part of the Soderstrom bubble. If they have a pale enough tone, Sean Leahy. Maybe make one up for Jimmy Chunky Butter, God rest his soul, even though he's not dead. And then 2 of our most favorite listeners. And you can go ahead and tell us you're your favorite listener, our favorite listener, your favorite listener. Why do you like us? I guess is next hashtag FOHSOYO. And we'll do it happen that way.
I like it. Wouldn't the Sean Leahy Oyo just be like a Casper the Ghost, though?
It would be very white with penguin stuff on and limes. He'll be holding a lime. I think we can maybe get him something that is holding a lime. If we can make him holding a lime, we're buying this.
That would be hilarious if like we didn't even get like a softball or like the baseball for him. It would just be like a lime that fit like perfectly in his hand.
Or you can get like a mug. They got a chance of mug and we just put limes around it. Like literal limes. As opposed to those figurative limes everyone's talking about. So yeah. Oyo, they're doing a Kickstarter. And I'm going to try to email the founder to get him on the show and promote the stuff. And they're starting a lacrosse Oyo, for Christ's sake. Honest to God, lacrosse, everybody. So they're trying to get 25 grand. They're up to $6,128 with 26 days to go. They have to get their money funded by May 30th, all or nothing. And I think Kickstarter is the one where if you pledge and they don't hit it, then you get your money back. I don't know. So
Yeah, but who else would keep the money?
I don't know. Kickstarter itself.
Does the company like? I don't know.
That would be a fantastic design, actually, if Kickstarter just kept all your money because something wasn't funded.
You were so close. This is mine.
Yeah, you're so close. Here we go. It's like basically playing against the house in roulette and then hoping for the best. So yeah, Oyo Me Kickstarter, everybody. So go get it going. You can take a look at their prototype gallery because there's a lot of slideshows available. So you can check it out. They have more slideshows available. Look at this garbage.
I'm just gonna say this right now. Also, the NBC Sports showing these Roomba vacuuming robot commercials all the time. I'm like really thinking about buying one, but then I remembered that I don't really clean my house, so I don't really care that much.
And I don't know if it can,
commercial.
I don't know if it can get up and down steps because I think that's the only carpeting in your place, right?
Yeah, the carpeting's up top, but it does clean hardwood.
Ladies. So here you go. Here's the prototype for the lacrosse Oyo. Look at that. Look at that shit.
That's pretty cool.
That's pretty dope, right? Go to their Kickstarter. They can make this stuff.
Okay, so I'm going to ask a weird question, but I thought that the hockey Oyos didn't even wear helmets.
No, they wear helmets.
Oh, they do? Okay.
Yeah, they got helmets. With visors, too. Except Chris Neal. He doesn't have a visor. He was grandfathered in. So
Nice.
That was a nice shot by Hornquist.
Is it 1-0?
Yeah, 1-0 Penguins.
Of course. Caps haven't had lead all series except for when they did.
Dynamite.
And then that game went to overtime.
Analysis.
Hey, listen, I can get on NBCSN with this garbage. You kidding me?
Hey, okay, so I told Mark beforehand, but speaking of NBCSN, Mike Milbury, literally before a hockey game tonight, is talking about how Ovechkin didn't mean to hurt Sidney Crosby.
Well, no, because Ovechkin's cross-check was the first thing that started him, and then Niskanen upside his head.
It wasn't Ovechkin's fault, because if Ovechkin really wanted to bury Sidney Crosby, he had a chance in game 1 behind the goal when, imagine this, Crosby made a pass and wasn't looking at anything. And Ovechkin pulled up and just like hit him into the boards instead of just running him.
Right. Yeah, no, according to Rob Rossi, though, they had that meeting in after game 2.
Rob Rossi.
This is
my God, if I could get part of whatever drugs he's on, I will take it.
If you haven't seen, there's a website called Upgroove that apparently employs Rob Rossi. I don't know what it is. I didn't know it existed. And he wrote a nice cutthroat piece about how Alex Ovechkin and Matt Niskanen and everybody in the Caps locker room had the meeting after game 2 about how to eliminate Sidney Crosby from the playoffs. Mm-hmm. And then during the press conference, asked Barry Trotz almost up like, you guys play this, right? And then afterwards cut a promo while sitting in the PPG Paints arena.
Right. The empty seats after the fact.
Yeah.
Which was great. I mean, this has been beaten to death by if you read any hockey articles or anything. So if you have a take on the whole Rob Rossi thing, by all means, but I think everyone's on board, including Pittsburgh, that this guy's a joke. So
Oh
That's
yeah,
why-
I had some fans of the show actually tweet me back and be like, "Yeah, we can't stand the guy either." It sounds effectively like he's the Eric Francis of Pittsburgh.
There's a reason why but he got fired from his newspaper job. Francis hasn't got fired from his newspaper job. So that's the one big thing. All right. Well, with that, I guess I should go ahead and start talking about some injuries, because there were some injuries this week. There were some.
I have
injuries.
music.
Do you have?
So
music?
I set this entire thing up, and I even brought the music with me.
See what condition my condition was in.
I still can't get over your email, Johnny. Like, that's the funniest email I've ever read in my life. All right,
Oh.
a couple. What?
There goes Patrick Hornquist down the tunnel.
Oh God. Well then. He's been injured a lot this series. Like, he's been taking shot blocks and hits and.
Well, yeah, he got hurt on a shot block, and then he took Ovechkin hit him from behind, and they called an interference on Ovechkin. So that's where this 2-minute power play comes from.
Gotcha. Brought to you by Roomba. So it's about to be 2-0 Penguins. Hornquist also hit Connor Sheary, who has a concussion, who's day to day, but aren't we all?
I will say that hit by Hornquist was suspendable. I mean, he targeted Sherry's head and hit him with an elbow in order to concuss him. I mean,
wonder why
it was
the NHL
amazing.
I wonder why the NHL doesn't look on team hits.
Because they've already been punished enough, I'd assume.
Maybe. Sidney Crosby also had concussion. He's day to day. One of the worst injuries, Kevin Fiala.
Ooh,
That was
Fiala.
bad.
The one that we talked about last week where he went to the thing, broken femur. That's the toughest bone in your body, is the femur. That's the thing that could take the most. He had to be going in at high velocity.
Yeah, I don't even want to think about it. I didn't even watch it. I don't want to watch it. Let's just assume that he's not coming back until deep into the season next year.
Yeah, exactly. Before the trade deadline next year.
Yeah.
So he obviously done. But hey, if the Caps can't do it, I want the Preds to do it. They look fantastic. The Predators look. It also will piss me off to no end that Philip Forsberg would win a Stanley Cup. But hey, such is life.
But let's be honest. How many Capitals have left the Caps and won a Stanley Cup?
Well, I mean, and also look.
Gonchar.
That's true, Gonchar. But look at how many people wanted Oscar Oscala as like the big next guy, and they were pissed off he got traded away. Where's he at now? I think he's in Belarus somewhere. So,
which sounds like an insult, but he probably is.
It's probably true. I should probably look that up before I mention it. So those are all the big injuries. But the big news, ladies and gentlemen, Taylor Hall is the lottery master, as his team, the New Jersey Devils, win yet another. They win a lottery. They win the first overall draft pick in the NHL draft. They'll have a chance to draft what's his name or who's his nuts.
Right.
He's really good at this, though.
Yeah.
Like, he's basically the Ty Conklin of lottery drafts.
Wow. That's fantastic.
That's saying a lot.
I love it. So New Jersey, the first pick overall. The Avalanche are picking fourth because they weren't even picked for first, second, or third.
Yeah, that was kind of funny.
Yeah.
And by the way, I had no idea. NBC did not explain this ahead of time, that that the way that this is all determined is that they only really pull the cards for the top 3 picks, and everything else stays the same.
Yes.
Which, okay, that's great. But once the New Jersey Devils got skipped over at the bottom, or sorry, the Flyers, I should say, got skipped over at number 14 at the bottom, they didn't explain why they knew they were in the top 3. That didn't come up once. Like, how do you know they're in the top 3 just because they aren't number 14? And then later on, I had to get it explained to me by somebody else. Like, make it. I think I watch hockey. I follow hockey. You'd think that I would know, like, on some level, that this is how it is. How is the casual fan going to know that's how it is? And what's the point in televising this if you don't describe these things?
It's true. Break it down. Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. They should have broke it down a little better. But
Doesn't
it's
that-
NBCSN.
Doesn't that also really early just basically be like, hey, just want to let you know the Flyers have a top 3 pick. They were supposed to be 14.
Right. Like, where's the suspense, man? Come on.
There is none. By the way, Oscar Asala is playing in the KHL for Metallurg Magnitogorsk.
Pretty close to.
So Belarus.
Yeah, so he had 14 goals, 14 assists in 60 games this year. 6 goals and an assist in 18 playoff games. So he was part of that Joe Corvo deal, which turned out just aces for the Caps. Also, speaking of KHL, the New Jersey Devils, they're reaching out to Ilya Kovalchuk to see if he wants to come back to Newark, everybody. We kind of teased this last week. Lau didn't want to have any part of it. Lau's not here right now unless he's the incognito guy who left and is going to get, I don't know what the hell he's doing. So, yeah, Ilya Kovalchuk. You guys like that? You like that shit?
Okay, so isn't Kovalchuk just really doing this so that he can get more money from the KHL? Like, he doesn't actually want to come back and play. Well, I don't know, actually. If he was to do it, this would be the year because Radulov just came back and he actually showed that he was worthwhile.
And, I mean, you look at what happened when Yager came back
Yes.
after those years. I
So
mean,
that's
he won
two.
he won a fucking MVP.
Yeah, but Yager never actually skated. He just kind of floated around the ice. He's a way different player than Kovalchuk.
Listen, these things happen, man. It doesn't matter what it doesn't say in the score sheet how you scored a goal. It just says you scored the goal. So,
By the way, I just Sean quested it. How far do you think Magnitogorsk, Russia, is from Belarus?
I think it's up near Siberia because I remember reading Dave King's book about coaching there. He said it was fucking way the hell and gone. I'm going to go 27 hours, 36 minutes.
Wow, John.
Whoa, jeez. I was going to say it's basically the same distance from here to Chicago, so I was going to go 11 hours, 30 minutes.
Well, the first major town inside Belarus is a town called, and I'm going to try and look it up here, is Vitebsk.
That sounds right.
Close enough.
We'll give it to you.
29-hour drive.
Ah, it's close.
You were very close. And that's to the
Almost
first
too
major
close.
town. I mean, that's not even to the border. That's to the first major town. And you have to go
Wow.
around Moscow. Also, to
Around
get
it,
there.
yeah.
I mean, around the Moscow Beltway, I presume.
Yeah, no, the
What is that? Is that 695?
No, it's 6 Nyetny 5. Anyway.
29-hour drive. 2,222 kilometers.
Wow.
Right on the nose.
All right. By the way, they finally got rid of the effects 1 week late.
Oh,
Effects we hardly knew ye. God bless.
Yeah, I saw that. I tried to put it on tonight, and it wasn't there anymore. So,
Damn. Calgary has extended Brad Treliving's contract as general manager, obviously because Boston Pizza put out a new menu that Calgary people love.
Mhm.
Brad Treliving, of course, is the heir apparent to the Boston Pizza crown. That crown also of lettuce. I don't know what that meant.
What do you think?
I said it.
What do you think
Hold on.
Boston Pizza calls a pizza with bacon and avocado on it?
Is
What do
there
you
a
think?
punch? Is there a
What do you-
punchline here?
I mean, what do you think they call a pizza with pineapple and ham on it?
Oh, they probably call it the Samoan.
Well, I mean,
no,
that's
that's an Alaskan pizza. We all know
an
that.
Alaskan pizza for Boston.
Uh,
Come on, man.
they got
The
a
first one
Boston.
was a California style pizza.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah, man. Avocado and bacon. It's California style.
All right, you had me with bacon. Avocado can go fuck its mother.
I actually think that's how it gets pollinated.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Kid's back at the basketball machine. Post up, kid. Post up.
I do like, so he's got like a left-handed shot thing going on right now, right?
He's trying to
But
get it going. Oh,
he
that's
is
it.
on. No, that would look like it missed, but he is on fire.
He's
Ever
got to
since
get the range.
Yeah.
All right, now it's stuck. Now he's just stealing the balls. He's not even paying for it now. This is peak.
That's smart though. That's what you did as a kid. You were like, oh, there's extra balls here. I'm going to shoot them.
Exactly. You got to get the practice in, man. You can't. The gym closes, so you got to. Here he goes. He's setting it up now. He's getting it ready. He's getting his range. It's like he's testing the ball. I like that he's testing the ball for pressure, making sure it's fully inflated, tossing it to himself. This kid's great. Love this kid.
So here's the irony. I thought he was shooting left-handed. It's apparently backwards in my video. He is definitely shooting right-handed.
Yeah, no, absolutely, yeah. Yeah, no, it's backwards in all our videos, I think, seeing us, because I'm backwards in my video. Because I'm like, the bookcase isn't to my fucking left. It's to my right. So, Toronto, the Maple Leafs, and I'm blaming Sasky for this one. Their Twitter unfollowed everyone except for Brendan Shanahan, and the Toronto Maple Leafs fans got butthurt. Like, why'd you unfollow me, guys?
That is awesome. And you know the reason that everybody else was unfollowed was because that he was taking nurses from people. I'm sorry, waitresses from people.
Yes. That was the other Red Wing, Steve Yzerman, not Brendan Shanahan.
Same person to me.
They won one of those cups together. 14.
They're
like
basically brothers, right, Sean Leahy?
Yeah. 14 looks like a 19 if you squint your eyes. This kid's showing off his skills. I like how he's prepping himself. I'm just enamored with that lay whiz. It looks like Izzard on the background too. Like they haven't even updated that shit.
Yeah, no. It's got the old logo. It does have Izzard on it. It doesn't have a W in the front. I like how the Wizards logo used to be able to lay the ball up though. Look at that. It's like a great layup.
I like how he's dribbling the ball first before he takes a shot. He's timing it. He doesn't care about speed. Just cares about accuracy.
Well, I mean, that's what occurs. That's what occurs when you don't actually pay for the balls that are left at the bottom.
It's true.
Now he's trying to show the other, maybe his sister. He's trying to show like this is how basketball works. I lick my fingers, I get good rotation, splash.
Yeah, exactly. He's good. He's fine. South Korea, everybody. They're getting ready for the Olympics and they're getting ready for the World Championship. They won Division 2, so that means they've been promoted to top division for the 2018 World Championships of hockey. Congratulations to Jim Peck, who has just been impeccable with getting this team all together as one. So there we go. There was that was it. There's not much news. We're getting into that off-season god awfulness.
I'm actually surprised that the Penguins came out and said that Sherry and Crosby had concussions. Like that, I don't remember that occurring at all in the past. Basically,
That's
everything
true.
was like upper body injury, their day to day.
Exactly.
Isn't this part of the new concussion protocol, though? I mean, if they have concussions, aren't you? You're supposed to hold them out for another game. Was that what I heard, or did I completely not know? Is that completely?
I think
off?
you might have just made that up, and it sounds good.
I mean,
sounds like
I think that they have to be held out for a game if they're diagnosed with a concussion. But I don't know. Lyle would know better than that. He's the one that read the CBA.
Yeah, it makes sense that would be a thing.
So
By
that
the
might
way-
be why they announced that they have
Yeah.
concussions. If they're both sitting out for just game 4, I mean, I don't know Sherry's concussion history. Crosby's obviously is well documented, but I mean, it's very possible that both of them had quote unquote mild concussions and could be back for game 5.
Yeah, we shall see.
Well, even Barry Trotz mentioned that he had seen stuff on the internet that said that Crosby was fine when he was leaving the arena last game. So maybe
one reporter had said that Crosby was walking fine in a suit and winking at arena workers, saying and mouthing he was fine. So take that for what it's worth.
And then Rob Rossi. Sorry, just kidding.
That Rob Rossi just said it was like it's almost as if what Barry Trotz did was replace Earl Hebner with his twin brother, and wonder why the $1 Million Man Barry Trotz paid off the referee.
So I do agree with Greg Wyshynski, good friend of the show, Greg
Friend of the
Wyshynski.
show, who we have to get back on sooner or later.
Like I would pay really good money to see Backstrom's rant about how we should take out Crosby if that's really what occurred.
Yeah, that's true. That would be a sight to behold. I want to see Nick Backstrom get angry because he doesn't seem like the guy who gets angry.
He's like the prototypical Swede, isn't he? Like he's basically like,
Yeah, nothing really gets to him. Nothing really happens. He's just there. It's just a guy. Just a guy trying to make himself in the world, baby. Some other news that came down the pike today. The charges against Evander Kane were officially dropped from the thing that happened in June. So
That's good.
got that going for him. The Sabres have interviewed 6 candidates for the GM job, including 2 of the Pittsburgh Penguins executives, Jason Botterill and assistant GM Bill Guerin. 4 others include Columbus Blue Jackets assistant GM Bill Zito, assistant GM for the Predators Paul Fenton, assistant GM for the Devils Tom Fitzgerald, and assistant GM for the LA Kings Michael Futta. So there you go.
Bill Zito was great for the A's.
I like Bill Zito and ESPN2 more than ESPN. Wait, that's Bill Pito. I'm sorry. Bill Pito.
Was he one of the group that got fired?
No, he left a long time ago. I think he works for MSG Network on the Rangers broadcast.
I see.
So, did you guys hear the list of people who won't be who will be exempt from the expansion draft?
Did I? No.
Okay, well here we go. I will give this to you per Craig Kustens of ESPN, who is I think the only one still there in the hockey department. David Boland of the Arizona Coyotes, he will not be eligible for the expansion draft.
Are they naming these like one at a time?
I am naming this right now one at a time.
Okay.
Chris Pronger of the Arizona Coyotes will be exempt from the expansion draft.
Oh man. George McPhee is probably really upset about that.
Craig Cunningham, who had half of his leg amputated, will not be available for the Vegas Knights to pick in the expansion draft. Like that one there bugs me because because he can't play hockey anymore. Why would that be made public?
Yeah, but
it's obvious.
They're still paying him, right?
Yes, I think so. I think it was a year-to-year contract.
So are these people that like I think that was a behind the back shot. Sorry. Are these people that they like actually have to protect, or are these people that are just like, no, don't worry about it?
These are guys who are on LTIR, because I'll tell you the list of the other guys, and haven't played in a while. So they're exempt because of injury. So Chris Pronger, Cody McCormick, David Clarkson, Johan Franzen, Joe Vitale, Ryan Clough, Mikhail Grabovski, Pascal Dupuis, Nathan Horton, and Stefan Robida, all exempt from the expansion draft. Like Nathan Horton hasn't played in like 3 years.
I'm gonna say this: I didn't even know Stefan Robida was still on the roster somewhere.
Yeah, I thought Mikhail Grabovski went back to the KHL. So I know Ryan Close was the assistant coach in Albany for the AHL team. So like it's interesting. They're just like, here's the funny thing is, I bet you this is probably the only exemption list they wanted. They're like, hey, we gave you an exemption list. Here it is. This is our olive branch.
I'm just gonna say this. Do you know how amazing that would be if Gary Bettman was like, "What, you guys want more? We told you who's not going to be picked."
Yeah, the NHL and the NHL Players Association agree on this ruse. By the way, also Brian Bellows not available for this expansion draft, ladies and gentlemen.
But he's the best.
Yeah, no, he is the best. Johnny, what's the score? Is it still 1 Cobb?
Still 1-0. Fleury's made some big saves so far. The Caps look like they're pressuring really well, and I think the Caps are going to the power play right now. I'm not quite sure. The referees blew a whistle. That's a good blocker save, though. Mark will appreciate that.
I don't know how far behind I am.
I have another beer coming. But
are you talking to us, or are you talking to the waiter?
No. The waitress or the bartender just asked me if I wanted another beer. The puck was hit with a high stick. There wasn't a high stick call.
Oh,
So
that's a shame.
so minute ish left in the first period here. How much time's left? 1 minute. 1 minute to play.
1 minute remaining in the period. 1 minute.
So up now the Caps are going to the power play.
Hey, there it is. Chance to get back in it, boys. Here we go.
So you guys have played hockey,
And how?
both of you. I played like once. Can there be a worse power play than the power play that lasts for 50 seconds in one period and a minute and 10 seconds in the next period?
To the contrary, I think it's better. Because towards the end of the period, you're going to have choppy ice at the offensive end. So you're not going to have a nice smooth pass. At least when you have a new fresh sheet of ice with a minute 10 left, you have a little bit crisper ice. You have a little bit better passing surface to go on. So I think that's why a lot of people like that late period power play, because especially if it's like 30 seconds or less, you get like almost a full power play on a good sheet of ice.
Well, there you go. I mean, in my opinion, as a
So
goalie,
the worst power play then would be like a minute and 30 seconds left.
Pretty much, yeah. With 90 seconds left, you're pretty much just like, well, why we even try? Why not make the whole plane out of the black box? They'll say.
Well, as a goalie, personally, if it's my team that has the power play, I don't care.
Sure.
If it's the other team that has a power play, I love having the penalty kill split up, because that means it's a guaranteed face off that doesn't have to be in my zone.
True, neutral zone power face off.
So that's
This is also
that's
beer
my
league
opinion.
we're talking about too.
Right.
Like we haven't played at this exactly high level.
We're not drawing up any set plays. That's for
No.
sure.
The only
Unless you're
time
Jeff Bloss.
that's true, and he does that like in the preseason camp, the one practice you get per year. Whereas like the only time we've had in my career where we've had a Zamboni cut was state championships, and that was between the second and third period. So that was it. Like the championship game, you get a nice little fresh cut, and then there you go, onward upward. So yeah, that's my scheming. By the way, Jean-Gabriel Peugeot. What? Have a second round, kid.
He's been amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Nice 4-goal outing on game 2, including the game tying and game winner, and then a nice little goal last night in game 3. Ottawa coming up short. Nashville looks good. Nashville looking really good right now. Up 3-1. Getting a lot of offense from their defense. I think Ryan Ellis is on a 6-game point streak.
PK Subban has played really well also.
PK Subban played very well all around in his own end and the offensive end. I mean, you haven't heard a lot of Philip Forsberg. You haven't heard a lot of Mike Fish. You haven't heard a lot of the other guys offensively, but like Ryan Ellis gets a lot of name drops. PK Subban gets a lot of name drops. I mean, the blue line's very much contributing. James Neal just threw a fadeaway shot that got past Jake Allen somehow, some way last night. Nashville's looking pretty scary at that 8 seed. Pecorine getting his shit together at the right time. So up 3-1, try to close it out on Thursday on Star Wars Day, I do believe. And they'll go ahead and do that. Try to wrap. Nope, they will on Cinco de Mayo. They will have to try to wrap it up because this schedule is really fucked up. There's only one game tomorrow, and that's the Eastern, the Ottawa Rangers game. Then Friday, you got Nashville, St. Louis, and then you got Edmonton, Anaheim, and then the Caps play Rangers, Ottawa start at 2. They'll get preempted by the Derby. So then. When they get put like on CNBC.
So the Kentucky Derby is already coming back up?
The Kentucky Derby is this Saturday.
Yeah, this Saturday.
My God.
That's why the Caps Penguins game starts immediately after the Derby.
6:15 p.m. Central Time.
Hold on, what time does the Derby run? I thought it was like 6:36.
Yep. It's a 2-minute race, and after that coverage is done, boom, right to the Caps pens.
Ah, so Caps pens start at 7:15 because of that. I see.
Yep, 6:15 Central. So there we go. Well, 6:15 is when the coverage starts, I'm sure. Puck drop probably around 7:22.
So I'm gonna also say something right now. More commercials. The Subway commercial about the Italian hero. If they could get any more stereotypical, I'm not sure.
Have you listened to it? Have you just seen it?
No, I just came on, but I've heard it before.
Okay.
When the Italian mother's like standing in is like, hey Tony, come see what Frankie did. I'm like, really?
Since we're talking about commercials, if I hear that Volkswagen commercial one more time with the parents that keep having kids,
Oh yeah, that one's awful.
I can't do that anymore.
But I mean, let's be honest. Couldn't they find a better place to have sex than the Volkswagen? There's not that much back seat room.
Well, I'm just saying that it just proves Mallrats completely wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Like totally wrong. Backseat of Volkswagen, pleasurable as hell.
Apparently, it's very comfortable.
There's not enough room in the back seat of a Volkswagen Bug. I'll tell you that.
By experience?
I'm just going to tell you that.
Okay.
There's not enough room in the back seat of a Bug.
All right. Well, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Johnny being
You've just been cold.
Johnny being JD Power and associate. He is the associate. Letting you know, ain't enough junk in that trunk for Volkswagen to get your booty on. So
no, unless you're putting down both back seats, which, I mean, let's be honest. Who has that much time to put down both back seats if you're just trying to have sex in the back of the car?
It's true.
You know, you stumped me there, John. And civilized people, sir. That's who.
These are all the commercials that we watch because we've been watching hockey for 3 weeks straight.
Yeah, pretty much. And it's the same goddamn. I'm lucky because Sling now allows NBCSN to play the commercial, so I don't have to hear that. Your program will continue momentarily, and like a back ass where it's John Waters, not John Waters. You know, it'd be better if John Waters was. Yeah, John Walton. No, not John Walton. He's the Caps broadcaster. Who's the guy who does the Star Wars things?
John Williams.
There it is, John Williams. I want a John Waters just fucking a go-go 50s bullshit music rather than the John Williams wannabe score that they had playing dun, 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 for like 2.5 minutes. Fuck, now I get to see the crappy Volkswagen commercial. Thank God.
I hate the Volkswagen commercials. The worst. It's the worst commercial
ever.
Yeah.
No, but the best part about it is that everyone changes in it. You have to, like, you see it so often that you can, like, watch every single character in the entire thing. Even the guy that sells them the Volkswagen shows up with a new haircut every time.
Oh, God bless him. God bless him for doing that, committing to the bit. Just saying, I'm going to get a new haircut just every time, guys. Or just let it grow out. I don't know.
He did have a fro at one point. I'm pretty certain.
Sounds about right.
The Orioles are also down 1-0, but they have somebody on first right now.
Has anybody yelled the N-word at Adam Jones yet?
Not yet tonight, but the Orioles did turn a triple play last night.
I heard that. I didn't see it yet. I have yet
to. So what occurred, I'll just explain it because I'm sure Lyle will be coming on at some point soon. What occurred was there was a ball popped up outside of the infield.
So no infield fly rule.
JJ Hardy was moving back to try to catch the ball, and the infield fly rule was not invoked. And JJ Hardy missed the ball through to second. The guy standing on second base was off of second base. He got tagged. Second base got tagged. And then they threw the first and tagged first base. And then it took about 3.5 minutes for everybody to figure out what the hell just happened.
Nice. Still less time than an offsides review in the NHL. Still less time in that. God bless the Orioles, though. Then Manny Machado went off on a rant after the game too.
Well, Gausman
was
got
good.
ejected for throwing at someone tonight, so
Oh,
it continues.
really?
It continues.
Nice.
Yes.
Yeah, the
I'm-
heater that is Kevin Gausman.
I'm looking forward to the inevitable baseball brawl.
You mean the base brawl?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah. Where's Lyle Richardson at?
He was here and then he left.
Oh, that's a shame. Johnny apparently getting some people just around him.
Yeah, I have some. The people that were sitting here at the table behind me, they left.
Okay.
They didn't say bye. I'm not
That's a
sure
shame.
why.
That's a shame.
There's some people now sitting next to me watching the Caps game, and they are Capitals fans. I can
Thank
tell.
God. God bless him.
There's a guy at farther down the bar who's just staring at me who has no idea what the fuck is going on. And there are other groups of people that may or may not be watching hockey. I'm not exactly sure. But the atmosphere here is fantastic.
Seems great. Seems like a Columbia. It seems like a Columbia bar. That much I know.
I will say that, like, this is so stereotypically Columbia. I'm not even like joking. It's like, oh, the Capitals are cool. Yeah, let's go watch the Caps play. Oh, they're not winning. Okay, I'm just gonna talk to you about my loafers.
Does that
Lyle.
come right across Route 32, I guess?
Well, Lyle, do you have loafers? Lyle, we can't. Lyle's is he muted? Do we have? All right, he's mute. His mute's on. Is he? Let's see if he can turn the mute off. Lyle, can you hear us? Lyle, is your mute button on your actual microphone on? Do you have a thingy like it's on your cord there? That's I don't know.
Is the gear up top? Do you have the gear set for the microphone
Ooh, that's another good question. Does he have the gear set for the microphone?
on your
I love
settings?
technical difficulties, and I'm like not even in my house, and I've set up things perfectly fine.
Well, let's be honest. The travel set does come with itself. The travel set is
The travel set is clutch.
Clutch it out.
How about now?
I think I lost.
Hey!
I think we got it.
Hey, we
There
got
I think
it.
I
There we
lost
go.
the kids that were playing the Izad.
Here we go.
It says IZASD on it, by the way.
Why is the S there?
I think
should
the
be an
rest of
R.
the rest of the letters have like fell off and they threw an S on it because the S isn't on the same level. Like it's a little bit higher
And
than
the S isn't in the right place. It should be after the D, not before it.
Well, maybe the S fell off too and somebody just put it back on.
Lyle, this live show is a disaster.
Is it? Is it a disaster? It really is.
It's good because Johnny has been doing well.
Hey,
Oh.
I've yet to get us kicked out of NHL credentials. So I think we're fine.
We're doing well.
Oh, you guys get credentialed?
Where the process started on Monday.
Excellent, gentlemen. Well done.
We will see what the process brings us, and if not, Jen's got some contacts we can hustle.
There you go. There you go.
So yeah, we're just sitting
Do we
here.
know do we know where the draft's going to be next year?
Do not know. We do
Okay.
not.
Okay.
I'm assuming.
Las Vegas.
Yeah, I was gonna say if I'm going to assume,
Let's do
probably Vegas.
That would not surprise me.
it.
Oh,
There you go, Lyle.
why do
Go
I
to
see
Vegas.
me looking at that going?
Airfare is $120 Canadian.
I
Let's
feel
do
like
this.
wherever you are in the world, you could like look at all of the flights and be like, oh, Vegas is the cheapest place to go. Let's go there.
There's two places. There's two places I think it can go. Three places: Vegas, Edmonton, Toronto.
But only one of those places that you want to go to.
I'm checking WestJet now just for shits and giggles.
All right, check WestJet. Lyle's going to check We're going to play airline gambling.
Airline gambling. Okay. Let's just What? Just for fun. When's the draft is the 23rd and 24th
Of this year, yes.
So I'm going to say that I'm flying in on the Wednesday because I would want to be in town for the super sweet.
Let's just be honest.
Free
If it's
NHL
in
draft
Vegas-
party that I missed.
If it's in Vegas, we also know that the awards will be in Vegas, so we might as well just try to get credentials to that too.
Oh
Fuck,
yeah.
we might as well just try to get credentials because the ECHL is having their like trade show in Las Vegas the week before. Just
We'll
make it
be
a
there
2-week
for the
event.
whole week.
We'll
Let's make
make
it happen.
a 2-week event.
Let's see. No, that's not too bad. I mean, I would leave Wednesday evening my time, 6:34. I would get in. Oh Jesus, what am I saying? That's not too bad. That's horrible.
Wow,
I
it
get
sounds
into.
like you'd be getting in Wednesday morning at 4.
I no, even worse than that. 11 a.m. on the following day, but it's
That's
6:95.
That's
what
like a 24-hour flight.
Yeah, that's a long ass layover in Toronto, my friends. A long ass total duration 20 hours, 54 minutes.
Okay, so I'm gonna say this right now. I got to Sydney faster than that.
That's me taking the Econo flight.
Niskanen.
That's me taking the Econo flight. Leave at 6:34 p.m. Overnight
That was
in
good.
Toronto.
That was good, Scotty. Somebody needs to acknowledge that.
Thank you, buddy. I knew you'd be there for me.
Yeah, I just wanted to acknowledge. I keep turning the microphone off because I don't know if you can hear other things going on.
No, we really can't. Like, it's very. Like, if you leave it open, it's just like a live show. It's not.
This microphone's really nice. I'm not gonna lie. It doesn't have anything that comes in the back here. It's just a full
I love
frontal.
it when your back door is protected, ladies and gentlemen.
Full frontal.
I was looking for your back door there, folks. I'll tell ya.
Exactly, like
Had
your
that
butthole.
back door protected.
Anyway,
like your butthole. Sorry. New phone, kids. Lyle's
Oh.
finally. I'm no longer a Luddite, so there we go.
There you
Did you get an iPhone 7?
No,
6?
SE.
4? Oh.
No, I want an SE because I have tiny hands and it fits my tiny hands.
There you go.
Just like it makes my tiny whatever look bigger. I knew where you were going with it. No, I
You mean
just
your tiny case?
Yeah, I was gonna
Yes.
say.
That's exactly my tiny case. Yes.
Well, I mean, I tell you what, if it goes to Edmonton next year, which very big possibility, they got a new arena, they want to show it off, or Toronto
big
because it's
possibility.
the Centennial. The Centennial.
Yeah, it could be one of those
Do that.
And when's the last time it was in Canada? I think it was Montreal, wasn't it?
Yes.
It was the Montreal draft. So
Yes, 11. No, 09.
Yeah, 09. That was the last one, and that was in Canada. So who knows? Yeah.
Or
Was Montreal
Winnipeg.
after was Montreal after Ottawa?
Ottawa, yes,
Yes.
it was.
Yes. Yeah.
Wow.
I
I've
know, right?
completely lost track of all the drafts that I've been to.
All right, so
You guys have been to a lot.
we have been. Last year it was Buffalo.
Buffalo,
Before that,
which is
it-
AKA almost Canada. Buffalo,
Yeah.
AKA almost Canada.
I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. 2015 was
2015, you guys were
Florida.
Yes.
2014 Philly?
Yes.
'Cause
Yeah.
that was Big Stand Invitational time.
Yes. The one I
20
could go to.
2013 was Jersey. 2012 was Pittsburgh.
Right.
2011 was Minnesota.
2010 was Los Angeles.
LA. 2009 was Montreal. 2008
Was Ottawa.
Ottawa. 2007 was
Columbus.
Columbus. That's right. 2006 was Vancouver. 2005 was in a shed. 2004.
Hotel in Ottawa.
Yeah, 2004 was Carolina. 2003 was
Nashville.
20 Nashville, and 2002 was Toronto, and that was the first one we went to. And,
And
20
then I went to the one in
Florida.
Sunrise the year before.
There we go, 2001, and then 2000 I think was Calgary.
Yeah. So, but you make 3 good points though about Edmonton, Winnipeg, or Toronto, because like you said, I mean Toronto, they got their big centennial, so they may want to try and push for that. Winnipeg, they've been kind of waiting, because I think that's the one town where Gary Bettman will never be booed.
Hold on. What is next year?
2018.
Next year is a World Cup year. It will be in Canada because every draft I've been to during a World Cup has been in Canada.
Oh my God, Johnny, you've cracked the code. That's how they do it. You're right. That's how they do it.
When was the last World Cup?
Wait a
The
minute.
last World Cup was 2014.
Oh, okay. Well, then no, they did.
No,
They,
no,
yeah,
no,
that
that was
was
Philly.
that was Philly. Yeah.
Okay, Philly. Close
But
enough.
next year is a World Cup year. Yeah.
But
That is
so
the Canada,
the
Pennsylvania.
2002 World
2010
Cup,
in 2010, the one in the South Africa one in 2010, which I remember very well because it was all the games came on first thing in the morning here when I was working, so it was great. That one was your LA draft.
Yeah,
So-
your hypothesis is falling apart here, John.
It was the first two. It was the first two.
Okay.
Yeah, because Vancouver was.
So-
It was Vancouver and Toronto because I remember waking you up at 5 o'clock in the morning, yelling and screaming that Torsten Frings just handballed the box, the ball in the box in order to save a goal against the U.S. And I'm still angry about that shit.
What's in the box?
And then I asked him, well, why did the Leafs pick him in the 7th round? And then went back to sleep.
But yeah, okay. Toronto but Edmonton's a good choice too because, like you said, yeah, they got that brand spanking.
I really want it to be in Winnipeg because it's only a 2.5-hour drive.
Oh, I hear you.
I'm driving 12 hours to Chicago, so
that one would be very affordable for me. That's very affordable for me. Let me see here.
Very affordable for everyone. Winnipeg's not that.
Oh God, yeah.
Fuck. Okay, boys. Flying to North Dakota is probably more expensive than it is to fly to Winnipeg.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's Baltimore.
Let's see what WestJet's got for me here after I saw that sticker shock of what? When you want when?
I'm surprised because Vegas is usually fucking.
Yeah, no, that is now. If it was
cheap
going
AF.
to if it was going to the Dominican, definitely cheap from here.
Hey, listen,
Definitely
don't let
much
Gary Bettman in on that. He might go to the Dominican next.
Oh hell, hey, I can get behind that. Yeah, Dominican or Cuba. Let's go there for the rum and cigars.
Cuba.
Oh yeah, that's so much better. 5:68 and yeah, leave at 6:34. Get in at 12:34 a.m. So that'd be
Yeah, I mean
perfect.
that's a same day trip. That's not like layover
Yep.
central.
No, that's like just a brief layover in YYZ, which is Toronto.
But
and,
our plans for
hey, buddy,
Chicago, our plans for Chicago may include a trip to Wrigley.
oh, you lucky bastards!
It might also
I
include
hope so.
a trip to Honda Field to see the Chicago Fire.
That's true. And Lyle, not just any kind of Wrigley, afternoon Wrigley.
Oh, I hate you
Afternoon
guys
Wrigley,
so much.
baby.
But it's my own. Hey, that's my
But
own thing because
We've had this conversation. I didn't
I'm
even
having
know they
rentals to
had.
my house. So.
I didn't even know they had night games until I was in like college.
Well, here's the
they
thing.
didn't.
They didn't have
didn't
night
have
games
night
until like
games.
88.
Yeah, like it was like the mid to late '80s where they finally broke down and introduced night games there.
Because they did dates until then.
Because it was always the you got home from school, you watched the Cubs play, and then after
Right.
the Cubs was Saved by the Bell. So you
Hey,
always had the three.
You want to know?
Only on the Superstation. They're not. No,
wanna
not
know-
Superstation. That was
Yeah,
Atlanta.
it was a super.
oh. What was the? What do they call it?
Yeah, it was the WGN Superstation.
Thank
Yeah.
you. That was it. Yeah, the
It was-
WG. I knew it was a Superstation. Just every time it says Superstation, I automatically think
So,
Atlanta.
Yeah, of course, TBS. But here's the thing. Oddly enough, the first game, the night game at Wrigley, was also the same day, the same month of day as our first show, 1988 to 2001. So 88, first game under the lights at Wrigley. There you go.
Wow.
Fun fact.
Cool.
Lyle.
Yes, sir.
Scott Darling to Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
What does this mean for Carolina's goaltending now? Like it seems like a very big upgrade, but are
Mm-hmm.
they gonna? Does he want to sign in Carolina? Or does he want to test the open market? Because obviously UFA has the nice little perks to it.
Sure does, but you're going to a market. Listen, first of all, really like this move by Ron Francis. Great move because now that gives you exclusive negotiating rights for almost 2 months. But there's some perks there to sign him with Carolina. First of all, they can afford to pay him a big ass contract. They've got tons of cap space. So they can give him most estimates I've read have said that he could probably get maybe a 4 to 5 year deal on the open market, 4.5 mil being the average, because of course, he's got great potential. He's been a solid backup, but he doesn't have the the starter chops yet. So I think if Carolina could guarantee him, say 5 years at 4.5 mil, I think he'd sign there. But there's other enticements there. First of all, it's North Carolina. You know, I mean,
Throw
hey,
your hands up, take your shirt off, twist it around your head like a helicopter line.
there you go. I mean, hell, I mean, come on. But also, Hurricanes have themselves a terrific young blue line. And, hey, Ron Francis, one of the most respected guys in the game as well, that he'll be dealing with. So if he can get him signed, which obviously he's going to be trying to, that'll be, I think, a significant upgrade. And I think that's going to be a great place for Scott Darling to get his, to kind of break in as a starter in a starter's role. Because, again, he's going to have a terrific young defense in front of him. If they can get some goal scorers, that'll be even better. The thing though,
looks really good this year.
Yeah, well, that kid's gonna bust out big time next year. He's gonna be like Nick Ehlers was with the Jets this year. Though I think Aho had a better rookie season than Ehlers did. But regardless, still, hey, lots of potential. Jeff Skinner staying healthy. I mean, he's doing well, but they do need to get some depth at center. So do a lot of other teams. But hey. They've got depth again, that depth in young defensemen. They can dangle this trade bait. They've also got a lot of depth in prospects and draft picks that they can use. So I think Ron Francis is going to be very busy bringing in some goal scoring there. But if he gets Darling re-signed, which I'm anticipating he will, he's going to have to dump either Cam Ward or Eddie Locke, because both of them are still under contract for another year, and you're not going to want to have that logjam going on now. I think ideally what Francis would prefer to do would be to get Scott Darling re-signed before the expansion draft, and you can turn around and you can expose one of those guys. And let me just check very quickly to see if they've got no movement.
Both of them are available, aren't they?
I think they both could be available. I don't think either of them have no movement clauses. And it's 2-0 Pittsburgh. Holy jumping. Here we go. Boy, oh boy.
All right, let's not talk about this game.
No, I won't, because that's only going to bring about your guys' misery here. Cam Ward has a modified no trade, so he can be exposed in the expansion. You got to figure one of those two, either Ward or Locke, would be exposed in the expansion draft. Excuse me. Well, one of them is going to be anyway, but one of them is definitely going to be if Scott Darling gets signed. They're going to be protecting Scott Darling, so I think they might try and trade either Ward or Locke to try and get something back. But I think ideally that's what Ronnie Francis is going to be. Ronnie Hockey, I think, is what he's going to be looking at trying to do. Oh, Jesus, it went in off Carlson. Oh,
that was Orlov. That
was Orlov.
Orlov. Oh, sorry. Yeah, you're right. Orlov. I thought it was Carlson.
Yeah, the puck just kind of got thrown in the middle, and Orlov tried to control it with his skate, and it went into the net.
Yep.
Jake Gunzel have a playoff, though.
I know,
he
right?
is, eh? That kid's he's been one of the biggest surprises so far of the postseason. Yeah, he's been playing very, very well.
Is it surprising how well Marc-Andre Fleury has played this playoffs, considering he didn't play like a ton this season?
Maybe that's why.
Yeah, and I think there's added motivation going there too. I mean, listen, one way or the other, I think he knows this is his last hurrah with Pittsburgh. So he's going to give it his best, and hey, why not kind of improve your value there a bit and make yourself a little more enticing to some clubs that could be interested in your services this summer. Like hello Calgary, good young team there that could use a veteran goalie. Dallas, that was a team. If Dallas had better goaltending, they would have made the playoffs. Yeah, their defense still needs work, but if they had a goaltender that could steal them some games, I think that they would have had a very realistic shot at making the playoffs again this year. So, one of those two teams I think would be a terrific market for a veteran goalie like Fleury. I think he'd be willing to go to one of those two markets.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Because they're gonna keep Matt Murray. I mean, even though Matt Murray's been sidelined, let's face it, they're gonna stick with him. So
Could he end up in Vegas after all this?
Matt Murray or Fleury?
No, Fleury.
Fleury, he could if he agrees to waive his no movement clause, but I really don't think he's going to want to go to a an expansion team, let alone a rebuilding team, despite all the potential enticements of Vegas, unless he's a chronic gambler and we're just not aware of that, that aspect of his character. But I really think he'd prefer to go move on to a team that's going to be a playoff contender. A team, like I said, like Calgary, like Dallas, good young team with a bright future that, he can backstop into the playoffs for a few years.
Why? I'm looking on Cap Friendly, and the popular buyouts, Shea Weber, #1 with a bullet.
A lot of Habs fans want to ditch that contract.
Man, oh man. Now, would that be under a cap? No, because that's only if he retires. Is there a cap recapture, right?
That is correct, sir. Yes, if he retires. And I believe most of that cap recapture goes to Nashville. Doesn't really hit Montreal. So
that would be a little helpful, but not going to happen. So don't worry.
No, he's not going anywhere for a while, and nor should he. Nor should he. No. Yeah.
You don't get that happen. Sometimes you don't get the bounces. Sometimes you don't get the.
But he played well. He played well for them this season. Like I said, it's not his fault. Montreal doesn't have any scoring forwards. He's doing his best from the blue line like he should. So hey, yeah. Well, hey.
Nikita, something called a Nikita Zaitsev. Zaitsev. 7-year deal, averaging 4.5 per. It's the cap hit. Good idea, bad idea. I don't know much about this kid all that well.
Well, I mean, he had a good rookie season. Now he's 25 years old. He came over from the KHL, so he has plenty of pro experience in that regard. He acquitted himself quite well with a rebuilding Leafs team. He had 36 points. Good puck moving defenseman. His defensive skills do need some work, but he moves the puck well. They obviously wanted to keep him. Problem here was twofold. Number one, he had arbitration rights coming off of this contract, so he probably would have gotten 4.4 or 4.5 mil anyway. And if they had let it go to arbitration or only signed him to a bridge deal, he would be eligible for unrestricted free agency in 2 years' time. And I really don't think that they really wanted to risk losing him so quickly after that, because they do see him as a key part of their defense. So what do? You give him 4.5 mil, but you give him long term. So you give it to him over 7 years. That means he's done at 32. So you're going to get his best years out of him. It on the face of it, it's too long. But given the unique circumstances that he was in, it's understandable, and it doesn't break the bank. You know what I mean? I mean, 4.5 mil a season, yeah, it's a bit pricey, but it could have been a lot worse. And when you've got, and let's face it, when you got guys like Marner, Nylander, and Matthews, who are all going to be needing great big raises within the next 2 years, that was a pretty reasonable deal on the whole.
There we go. Sorry, I just got an update for an auction for 4 boxes of Pro Set 1990 hockey cards.
Ooh.
For $16.99.
$16.99?
$16.99.
Wow.
And this is Series 1.
Are they all out of their packs, or are they all still?
No, it's all box. It's all factory sealed, sir.
Oh.
You can get, oddly enough, Pro Set Hockey. You can get a lot of those cards for good deals.
Yeah, they're at the time. Yeah, they were the upper deck of their day, a very brief day, and then that day passed. But yeah, I got me a couple of seasons of some Pro Set cards here too. Some were back around early '90s. Yeah, 1990.
Yeah, the 1990 is the iconic one with all the fuck ups on it. Like this is Ray Bork spelled Borque.
Oh man, and they wonder why they didn't last. Yeah.
Is that right? Shocking. Someone scored, Johnny. What happened?
Caps just scored 2-1.
Hey, you guys got the feed ahead of me there. There you go.
Well, Johnny's live.
Well, yeah, he's live.
It looks like it's Kuznetsov picked up the puck in the slot.
Was he doing the bird dance there?
No, the Capitals are very reserved right now. They realize that they're still down 2-1 in this game and that they need to win it tonight.
Well, yeah. There's the snipe.
That's Kuznetsov.
Yeah, no bird dance there. I think he also, there's that. Plus, I also think that maybe the word's gotten around to him that if he keeps doing that bird dance, somebody's going to take his feckin' head off.
It looked like it might have ramped up off Cole also.
And they'll take it. Hey.
He just put it in.
Look, a goal's a goal, brother.
Yeah, exactly. No matter how it goes in. It's goal.
Yeah, so
goal, baby.
12 and a half minutes left in the second period. Pittsburgh's still up 2-1 right now, but
plenty of time, brother.
We'll see what happens. We have time. Should we start ripping on the Caps playoffs and then they'll win the next?
Here's the thing with me. That's 6-4. I was contemplating just putting Holtby on the expansion list. Like, let him go. because well, no, literally, and Mark, I think we all had the Voxers back and forth. Kevin Shattenkirk looked like dog shit. And
he's been a huge disappointment so far for the Caps in the playoffs. Huge disappointment. Huge.
So I'm getting. This is a weird, weird question. But how many players that were really good came to the Capitals for the postseason and have been huge disappointments? Because I feel like that's happened often.
That's happened a lot. I think the only one. I think maybe the only one that hasn't was Fedorov. I think was the only one who wasn't.
Well, okay, so Fedorov scored one goal that cost $4 million. I'm perfectly fine with that goal.
Cristobal Huet did play pretty well for the year that he came over.
He did.
And that was that first that Caps bouncing back into less than obscurity, too. Mm-hmm. So I mean, and that was the big thing. Kolzig had pretty much run out of fumes for playing 70 games a year for the past decade. So
yeah. But Shattenkirk right now, look, I know he's still going to get big money in via free agency, but honestly, if you're a general man,
is that another?
Nate Schmidt just scored 2-2.
There you go, just like that.
Here's the thing about fucking Nate Schmidt. I always call him Nate Thomas. He got to change his name. He's got to change his damn name. Because this is. Look, what we need.
This was a bit of a broken play that ended up bouncing back to Schmidt, and you just crushed this ball. He crushes this puck off the corner boards and puts it U90.
Yep.
Listen, if he wants to Soldier Boy and crank that, that's fine with me. He needs to get a new name, is what he needs to do.
Caps scored 2 goals in the last minute and 12 seconds. That's hard-hitting stats from NBC Sports.
Stats.
There you go.
Baby. My thing is
that I think that's advanced stats. Actually,
yes.
If you can count time.
Oh man, time.
I feel like counting time is advanced stats.
Yeah.
What about counting Morris Day?
Where do we think Morris Day would have been without time?
Probably just hanging around Prince a lot.
Alternate universe.
Just hanging around Prince a lot, maybe becoming part of his band. So here's the thing: Shattenkirk's left probably $2 million on the table a year free agency because of this playoffs. Agree or disagree?
I don't listen. He'll get his $6 million a season. It's just like I said.
He could have gotten $8.
Whoever's doing it, whoever pays him that much, $6 or $7 million. You're gonna get what you pay for. You're gonna get a good regular season puck moving defenseman who tends to come up short in the playoffs for you. So.
Which is why he fits so well with this Capitals team.
That's that money well.
It's true. That is true.
Oh, ye of little faith. I told you.
Lyle, this team is going to hell in a handbasket. I don't appreciate them giving me any kind of hope.
But Lyle, Rob Rossi told us that the Capitals took out Sidney Crosby on purpose.
God. Oh, my God.
The only reason that they can win hockey games.
Rob Rossi cut a promo much akin to the Hard Times promo.
Oh, my Lord, was it ever. All it was missing was the dust of row, the accent lift, and I'm telling you. Son of a preacher man.
Matt Niskanen has talked to his teammates. And that Swede, Nick Backstrom, baby. That Swede, he tells everybody he thinks he's neutral, baby, but he's going to oops upside his head of the Sidney Crosby. That's all time, baby. But you have Braden Holtby spraying the water bottle and sitting on the bench scheming. That's hard times, baby. When you got Philip Grubauer in net playing the bro of Nakatomi Plaza, that's hard times, baby.
Vintage classic. Mwah. Rob Rossi. Oh my God. Well, now I know why he's not writing for the Pittsburgh Tribune anymore. Wow.
I want to know what the fucking Up Groove is, because I thought that was just the place where slideshows happen because your fucking company left them. The Bleacher Report just said, no, we're above this, and thank God they are, because now
we're not doing slideshows anymore. Yeah, we don't do slideshows. We just do lists, but they all appear on one page now. So, yeah.
Thank God. Thank God for that.
There you go. All on one page. See, they do listen to the readers.
Oh my God.
Not Scotty though. He loves slideshows.
Scotty loves
me some slideshows. You know why? Because I like generating ad revenue for.
Listen. I gotta know, Scotty. I gotta know.
Yes, sir.
What does little Stan have to say about Rob Rossi?
Little stands over there by the trucks. He's give me-
Oh,
I-
okay.
I will.
You
I
didn't
will
bring
get
him
him
up.
later because I also have to get the Manitoba Moose media guy in it too. Lyle, I literally came home from work, got on my Zubaz pants, and then came into the studio. Like I had barely enough time to run past the fridge and get a beer and a Coke.
Okay.
So I did not plan this out well.
That's okay.
As is most of my life, did not plan it out well.
But yeah, boy, that was quite a bit of hot takery there.
I like it that he had it up a minute after the game ended.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, listen,
immediately.
I will give him.
It almost ends up to be like a Mad Libs, right? Like he hardly had it written, but he was like, "What noun do I want to put in here? What proper name do I need
man.
to put in here?" Like
Oh,
it was
man.
already written. There's zero chance that wasn't written 6 years ago, and he just put the names in.
Yeah. This put Capitals deliberately target Sidney Crosby. Enter here. Enter here. I will give Rossi this. At least he was being honest about how he felt about the situation.
Because he's
Now,
fucking delusional.
does that make him right? No. But and he did make one big gigantic mistake, and that he made this personal, not just with Cap, but with Barry Trotz, head coach of the Capitals. He made this personal.
Oh, that was really dumb.
And
Trotz shut him down quickly.
Oh, big time, as he should. I mean, nobody sat back and planned to take out Crosby or anybody else on the Penguins. We can go back and forth over whether it was Ovechkin's fault that Crosby got hurt, whether Niskanen should have played better, whether Niskanen should have got suspended or anything like that. The fact that Niskanen didn't get suspended did not surprise me, because look at that tire fire that is the NHL's Department of Player Safety since Brendan Shanahan left. Say you will about Shanahan, but at least there was a Shanahan plan, and it kind of worked reasonably well, sort of. But now it's just hot garbage, and let's be honest. The NHL's been like this in the playoffs for the last, 25 years? We all know that the refs, what's a penalty in the regular season will not be a penalty in the playoffs. If that injury had happened in a regular season game back in January, Niskanen would have gotten 5. Niskanen would have been gone. He would have at least been suspended at least 2 games. He would have at least got 2. I think more likely 5. Why? Because it was Sidney Crosby. But it's the playoffs. Geez, oh no! Well, they gave him 5 in a game. That's enough. He took his punishment. Okay, that's enough. No, should we dare lay out a suspension? Well, no, So, but it's the way the league's become, and it's not going to change anytime soon. It's always been this way. Star players are going to get seriously hurt, and in some cases they're going to get targeted, and I'm not saying Crosby was targeted because he wasn't targeted.
That was a bang play.
It happened very quickly.
Better than that.
It happened very quickly. I would say that Ovechkin probably could have been a little less careless with his stick, because it did knock Crosby off stride, and that wound up with the collision with Niskanen as fast as it happened. But still. By the same token, folks also pointed out, Crosby could have been a little more careful with his stick back when he almost took Mark Mathot's finger off back a month and a half ago.
And what was Brian O'Reilly?
Exactly, he's jabbing Ryan O'Reilly in the nutsack, and
he was actually really careful with that. He didn't hit him in the balls.
So, you could say, I've heard some people make a justifiable case that, what goes around comes around. But again, do I think the Capitals deliberately set out to injure Sidney Crosby? Of course not.
Absolutely.
And I think, of course they did. Oh yeah, But no, I don't think they did. But I think Rob Rossi let his emotions get the better of him, and I think it'll be a cold day in hell before he ever ends up being credentialed to a Washington Capitals game anytime soon. But hey, who can say, right?
Yeah, well, I was gonna say I'm surprised he'd be credentialed to the Pittsburgh game.
You guys are not gonna like this. Johnny's gone real quiet, and I know why.
I already said it.
Oh, you already said? Oh, because I was babbling. I'm sorry.
No. I didn't hear
that. Was a good shot.
Holtby a little deep in his crease there.
Penguins regain the lead on a Justin Schultz.
Justin Schultz has had a decent playoff too, but
Justin Schultz has had a hell of a year, man. He's had one hell of a season. Boy,
I do want to say this.
I would
Holtby
for
has
Justin
not
Schultz,
been
maybe.
playing as well as we'd expected. I think Dave Lozo had the thing where he's like a 900 save percentage in the second round.
Yeah.
That's definitely not good enough. Like
No,
it,
not in this series.
no, not in this series.
Not in this series.
Yeah, I'm at
No.
a point now where it's just like, man, like they knew when to cut the cord on Varlamov. They knew when to cut the cord on Neuver.
You are not cutting the cord on Braden Holtby. Not a guy who's nominated for the Vezina Trophy, who won the Vezina last year. Not the guy. Yeah, he's having a bad second round this season. But I mean, the last two
season too.
he played. No, I disagree with that. I disagree with that assessment of how he played the last 2 years in the second round. Absolutely not. He was not getting any goal support at all from his teammates. So I disagree with that. But in this series, yeah, I agree that his performance has not been what we've expected.
Absolute dog shit's a term that comes to mind.
No. If you want to see absolute dog shit, you look at Sergei Bobrovsky's performance in that opening round series.
I want to look at Jake Allen's performance in this second round.
Are you kidding me? Jake Allen's played very well.
James Neal threw one off from like Franklin, Tennessee, and it went in over his shoulder.
Whoopity-doo. It happens. Hey, even the best letting a bad goal can get past him once in a while. But overall, Jake Allen he's been solid, man. He's been absolutely solid. He's played very well.
You can
make the same case about Fleury on that Shattenkirk goal in overtime in Game 3.
Oh, I absolutely could, and I do.
That one.
I kindly do.
No, one bad goal and they're dog shit, and you got to get rid of them.
And then there's Carlson scoring on Lundqvist from behind the red line.
I've consistently said that Henrik Lundqvist is the Dan Marino of the NHL.
So who's all right then? Okay, so who's the best goalie then in the league? Who should you not trade, Scotty?
Obviously, Lyle for the 15th straight year, Craig Billington. Like
Yay!
that is the name to go to.
I've met Corey Hirsch. I wouldn't get rid of him either.
That's true. Corey Hirsch is pretty cool. He's pretty dope.
There you go. Okay.
Where was it? So the Buffalo GM search. Boy, howdy, has this been a great one.
God damn, man.
Well, should I go over the names again?
Please do. Please.
All right, so one person of interest, speaking on the condition of anonymity because no one knows who he was. The list includes
Guy Incognito.
The guy who was sitting behind Johnny earlier tonight. Jason Botterill and Bill Garrett of the Penguins, Bill Zito of the Jackets, the Predators, Paul Fenton, New Jersey Devils, Tom Fitzgerald, LA Kings, Michael Fuda, and also apparently they have reached out to the Blues to speak with Marty Brodeur. No question if they allowed them to or not.
There's also talk Pat Verbeek.
That might be because they need a goalie, though.
Yeah. It's also been, there's also talk that Pat Verbeek, the Lightning, have allowed him to speak to other teams. Nobody knows if that's connected with the Sabres search or not, but just throwing that out there too.
Also, Kyle Dubas has not been allowed to speak with them. We know that.
Well, because he's not old enough to drink yet. So
that's true.
Yeah.
And also apparently there was a memo that went out to, there was a piece of news story that said, yeah, the Coyotes aren't going to allow John Chakra to interview. I'm like, I don't think anyone really mentioned him. I don't think anyone mentioned him. Why anybody?
Yeah, why is anybody bringing him up?
Why is he brought up? It's one of those things where it's like, you know what, guys, not going anywhere. I'm going to be fine. I'm like, we didn't ask, John.
Yeah, they did ask me though. I told him I wasn't able to get there either because I'm at the Green Turtle.
There you go.
There you go.
Green Turtle, Columbia,
Exactly.
Maryland.
Exactly.
Something. Yeah. So who would you like to see as general manager? This includes people living or dead.
Oh my God. Punch Imlach. Resurrect Punch Imlach. Dig him up. Prop him up there in the GM chair. He'll tell Terry Pagula who's who and who's what and the where and the why and the how. Yeah. What a mess. What a mess.
Are we surprised? With the way that the Buffalo sports has shooken down after Pagula has owned everything?
Yeah, we're not surprised now. I'm really disappointed because, it came in with so much fanfare with the Sabres and with the Bills, obviously, but, for hockey's sake here with the Sabres. and there was so much promise and all of this, and in just everything looked so bright. A couple of years ago when they got Jack Eichel, and they had so much promise, and they managed to get Ryan O'Reilly, and yeah, boy howdy, everything's great, and then just all it took was one bad year, and yeah, who's going to want to go there? Who's going to have to deal with having such a demanding manager or a demanding owner looking over your shoulder all the time? And not just Terry, his wife Kim, the real power behind.
And who wants to go there that has enough stroke to pull off deals that is going to make this team reasonably good? Because I mean, like, you got to have a guy there who's going to have the stroke to be able to wheel and deal guys. And I don't think anybody, and like you said, the ownership, not even looking over it, but agreeing to let some of these guys go. Because they're going to think it's an investment and things like that. I don't think it's a smart idea that they would be willing to go there knowing that they're going to be on a tight leash.
But by the same token, though, you could have guys that can go, will look at it as a challenge, though. You will have guys that will look at it as a challenge and say, hey, if I can go there and I can turn that franchise around, even though there's an ownership, I'll be on a tight leash with an ownership. If I can make the right moves and turn this franchise around within 3 years, hell, I'll be able to punch my ticket anywhere if I want to go, if I decide I want to leave, or whatever. I mean, so you can't rule that aspect of it out. But I do think that anybody that the Pegulas are probably going to find out that whoever they hire, that the guys that they want are going to want to have the leeway to be able to run things their way without having their efforts being second guessed all the time, and being able to bring in their people, not the people the Pegulas want to bring in. So, it'll be interesting to see how this gets shaken out, but it'll have to get shaken out soon because we're in May now, and the draft is only 7 weeks away, kids.
It is.
And the expansion draft is even closer too. So TikTok.
And if we do get credentialed, we'll be giving away tickets to Chicago's draft. Because Jen and I bought tickets to Chicago's draft just in case. So
there you go. Hey, there you go. A giveaway here on the Face Off Hockey Show, folks. There you are.
Exactly.
What is Ted Nolan doing right now?
Oh no! Oh no! They're gonna do it, aren't they?
Can he coach the Penguin, or can he coach the Sabres again?
Sure.
Bring back Darcy Regier.
A lot of people are pushing for that. You'd be surprised.
Actually, they are. There are people who are going, you know what? Yeah, he screwed up a bit there. He messed up toward the end. But you know what? Hell, he's better than the dog's dinner they brought in afterwards. So, yeah.
I like the fact that Deadspin posted that picture of the two ousted Buffalo GMs sitting in a bar together talking things over. Did you see this, Lau? Did you hear about this?
No.
Apparently, at a downtown Buffalo bar, former Sabres GM Tim Murray and former Buffalo Bills GM, who was fired this weekend, Doug Whaley, they were at a party together, talking. So, yeah, that's just the Buffalo, city of hookah careless.
Oh man, I feel so bad for Buffalo fans because Buffalo fans, man, they're fantastic.
They're diehards.
They're diehards. Again, hey, I gotta say, I know I was only there for 3 days, but I've got a soft spot in my heart for Buffalo and their fans. They're good fans. I love their city, even though half it looks post-apocalyptic. It was a rustic charm I enjoyed.
The downtown area was lovely.
The people were great too.
People were fantastic.
The people were great. So yeah, I mean, they got to sort this mess out because Jesus, they're fantastic fans and they deserve better than what they've gotten from their sports teams in the last decade. Yeah, well, 2007. No, 2006 and 2007 were good years for the Sabres. Those were two really good years for them. Those were the Briere Drury years. When Ryan Miller was also on top of his game. So
are we surprised in the land of Terry Pegula? Chris Drury's name hasn't come up more often in this.
Well, Chris Drury's name did come up, and it got very quickly shot down because the Rangers aren't letting him go.
Smart.
Yeah, the Sabres asked, and the Rangers said no.
Is Daniel Briere to a team? Does anybody have him as management?
I don't think he's man. I don't know. I don't think so. I think he's content. I think he's content to spend time with his boys.
What about Stu Barnes?
Oh, Stewie.
What about Stu Barnes? What's Stu Barnes doing?
He owned the Tri-City Americans for a bit. I know that much, and that was like a while ago because he owned it with him and Kolzig and a couple other people.
He currently has an arena named after him in Spruce Grove, Alberta.
Well, there's not much in Spruce Grove there, Lyle.
I know. I've been there. I know. Yeah. What's he doing now? He was in the Dallas Stars front office, works as an assistant coach, became a hockey ops consultant, left the Stars after 2012-13 season, and currently serves dual capacity as Tri-City Americans co-owner in the Western Hockey League and head coach of the Okanagan Academy prep hockey team. So I don't think Stu Barnes is going to.
Sounds like Sabres coach to me.
Yep. Shocked up to Sabres coach. Perfect.
I don't know. Some of these guys, they get ensconced, in certain areas there in juniors, things like that, and they don't like leaving. And then they turn around, and they look around, see what happened, like the failed Dale Hunter experiment there in Washington, and they go, see, and that's why we'll never leave. That's why we'll never leave junior.
That's true. Well, I mean, and you look at what's happening with Dave Hackstall too in Philly, and
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Boy, do they not like him.
That's where they go, boy. See, that's why you don't leave the college ranks. Yeah.
Well, that's also why you don't see a lot of college coaches succeed. I mean, everyone says something about like I think Badger Bob Johnson was the only successful college coach because Herb Brooks wasn't that good at the NHL level at all.
No, he really was. I mean, he had a couple of a couple of decent years with the Rangers. Right. But overall, no, he was never able to translate that Miracle on Ice success into the NHL. So,
well, yeah, I mean, it's hard to do that, I guess. I mean, you look at everything on the table. NHL for the career. Oh, he was okay, literally okay. 219, and 66. So.
Yeah, he had some winning years.
And 2 overtime losses.
He had some winning years and not so winning years. Yeah.
Yeah. In 506 games, he has 506 points. That's a point per game, ladies and gentlemen. That's pretty good. That's Hall of Fame level right there.
His teams play for the tie.
Hey, that is a shootout loss every time he came out.
That's true. It's true. You gotta like that. Are we surprised that coaches are lobbying so hard this playoff, Lyle? Like, it seems as this, amongst all others, has been a very lobby hard for penalties situation.
Yeah, well, I think part of it is, it's the gamesmanship, of course. But yeah, you're seeing a lot more. But I think part of it too is because the refs aren't calling a lot of stuff. It's been really kind of egregious in this. Like, it always seems to vary from playoff to playoff. But this year, I mean, some of the games have been just brutal. I mean, there was was game 2 of the Predators Blues game. Geez, that was one of the worst playoff games I've seen in a long time because there was so many uncalled penalties. I mean, at one point, it was looking like WWE wrestling out there. I mean, it really was. Guys are wrestling each other behind the play, and it was just, it was a horrible game. And this came one day after watching that fantastic Senators-Rangers game that ended 6-5 in overtime. But that was fantastic hockey, back and forth, and the score didn't flatter the goaltenders, who made some really good saves in that game, both of them. So that was such an entertaining hockey game. So like, okay, yeah, Predators, Blues, I like both clubs. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. And I'm just like, oh, God, this is a horrible game. This is the dumpster fire of hockey games right here. It's friggin' horrible. The refs weren't calling anything. It was brutal hockey. Absolutely horrible. So I think that's why maybe we're seeing a little bit more, lobbying from the coaches to try and, get the official, like, hey, hello, there is a rule book and you do have to kind of sort of enforce it from time to time in the playoffs.
It's give and take.
But is that the knee-jerk reaction to the, hey, we called way too many penalties in overtime in the first round? Because there were a lot of penalties in overtime of the first round.
Penalties in this round too. That's how the Caps won on.
Yeah. But I don't know if that's overcompensation though for doing such a crap job in regulation.
Yeah, but so what I'm going to say is that what we saw is Werenski got hit in the face, right, and is bleeding and laying on the ice, and the Penguins score a goal.
Yeah.
Every single time somebody gets hit with the puck and is laying behind the play, they've called it since then.
Oh, yeah.
It's basically been like, you guys really screwed things up, and now we have to take the heat for it. So you better do your jobs.
Yeah. Yeah, that's an excellent point, Johnny. You're right. I mean, now the apparently the word is that with those officials is that they didn't think that Werenski was hurt as badly as he was. You know what I mean? It was like, okay, got a puck in the face, but you know what I mean. But he's
was bleeding.
no. I know. But they were saying that nobody knew that the kid had a fractured cheekbone and it was sliced, from nostril to friggin' earlobe on that either. That was the official word anyhow, was that. But I think, Johnny, you raised an excellent point about that. I think after they looked at that, I think the league turned around and said, you missed that. And a goal was scored as a result when the play should have been whistled dead. So, start calling these things. If you see guys down, don't waste any time. If they're struggling to get up, whistle it dead because they may be seriously injured, and we can't let that go.
I referee high enough soccer in this
Yeah, you
country
do. Smoke it up if you got it, baby.
to know that you get videos of things like this.
Oh yeah,
you get that video, and people are basically like, "This should have been called. This wasn't called. These people screwed up. This is the people that you all know the referees that were part of the game." So every referee saw that video and knew exactly what was going on and have overcompensated for it, though. So that's the problem that I have, is that it occurred in one game, and it occurred with 4 people on a sheet of ice that's 200 feet by 75 feet wide. Like, you have literally 4 people on the ice, and not one of the referees on the ice decided that, hey, you know what? He might be hurt.
Yeah.
So everybody else got that video, and now literally every single referee that's part of the playoffs is like, oh, we have to make sure that we don't make that same mistake because everyone else will see it.
Yeah. Yeah, and not to mention as well, I mean, the officials who worked that game, this could affect their future employment over the remainder of the playoffs. They might not get to work any more games after that.
It should. In a professional sport, in the playoffs, your performance from round to round should determine if you continue to go on.
Oh, and it does. And in this instance, I think that, it absolutely will have some bearing on those officials and how many games they get to work again, in the as the playoffs go on. But yeah, and I think that's also, as you said, to your point, I think that's why we're seeing a lot more calls when players are down on the ice, where all the other ones are like, oh, okay, whistle it dead now, because they don't want to run the risk of it affecting their potential.
But my point is that it occurred in one game.
Yeah.
It occurred to 2 officials and 2 linesmen, and every single person, every other referee has changed the way they refereed because of it.
Yep.
And it wasn't saying that you were a terrible referee beforehand. It wasn't saying, hey, you let this guy get hurt. It's now I have to cover my ass.
Oh, yeah, obviously. As it always happens, though.
Oh, of course. And I think it's also interesting, too, that the league contacted the head coaches of the Capitals and the Penguins before tonight's game to basically just have a chat. And the chat, I think we can well imagine, was this is not going to turn into a Donnybrook. There's not going to be any retaliation. This is not going to be a carryover. You know what I mean? Nobody's going to be out seeking retribution. This game is going to be called a lot closer. Okay, so keep your stick. Tell your boys keep the sticks down, and watch the cheap shots because we're going to be watching this one closely.
Would anybody have had a problem though if the puck got dropped to start the game and there was a full-on line brawl and no one gave a shit and was like, all right, we're done. We got it out of our system. Let's play hockey now for the next 59 minutes and 30 seconds.
I'd have been fine with it. But I like
people would have gotten kicked out of the game, though.
That's fine. You put a 4th line out there. You put the guys you're not going to cycle through much, the 5-minute guys. Yeah, you sign some guys. Like, I don't know. Yannick Perreault. No, he's going to be your face-off guy. You can't put him out there. Anyway, I should have done it. Damn it. All right, then. Lyle, do we have any bag of fun stuff?
No, I'm pretty much good.
All right.
Pretty much
So last week, played Guess That Maple Leaf. This week we have a choice.
good. Okie dokie.
I am excluding the Manitoba Moose ones because they don't have any good personal stuff. I'm excluding the Mighty Ducks inaugural season one because again, not good personal stuff.
Okay.
I present to all of you the Florida Panthers 1993-94 inaugural season
Hey,
media
cool.
guide with Nations Bank on the back, and that hasn't been around since '97. So I say we do the Florida Panthers in the inaugural season. Other options we have are the Predators, the Thrashers, and the Capitals. Mighty Ducks one and the Manitoba Moose one would be stats and where they played before. I don't think anybody wants that, not even me.
No.
So we have anything
Keep
for
it-
Florida Panthers?
I say we go Panthers.
Panthers.
Go Panthers.
Panthers.
Go Panthers.
Go Panthers. All right. Lauritz, I'm going to start off with you.
Alrighty, I'm putting my phone down, hands free. Let's do this.
All right, this guy was born in Zeebrugge, West Germany. He enjoys fishing and golfing in his spare time. He worked with the Special Olympics in Winnipeg and many charitable organizations in NYC. His wife is named Veloy, and they have two daughters. They have two children, a daughter, Alexandra, and a son, Scott. He was picked he was the sixth pick, 109th overall of a team that is no longer in existence in 1982. Lyle, name this Panther.
From the inaugural season. Oh God.
West
He's
Germany,
born in West Germany.
fishing and golfing.
German Titov. I don't know.
German Titov, incorrect. Sorry. Anybody else have any answers?
The only person I can think of is Marco Sturm.
Marco Sturm, sorry. Mark?
Who else is German? I got nothing. Is one of the Samuelsons German?
Sorry, they are Swedish. Randy Gilhen.
Oh wow, God, yeah. Why didn't any of us get that one?
Starting off
Jeez,
hot,
what a
ladies
deep
and gentlemen.
dive.
All right, we're going to start with Johnny on this one. Johnny, this guy, he was drafted by a team that is also no longer existed and was acquired in the 1993 expansion draft. He was married in the past offseason, spends most of his summers between Long Island and Kitimat, British Columbia, and he enjoys fishing, tennis, and golfing. How about you name this Florida Panther?
I'm gonna go with John Van Beesbrook.
Sorry. Mark?
Scott Mellenby.
Sorry. Lyle.
There goes all of them.
Okay, what's the stuff again?
All right, married the past off season, drafted by a team that no longer exists, was part of the 93 expansion, spent his summers in Long Island and Kitimat, BC. Fishing, tennis, and golfing are his favorite hobbies.
Jeez. Oh man, this is really difficult.
Not easy.
Did somebody say Scott Mellenby already?
Yeah, we already have a Scott Mellenby guess.
Oh, shit. Okay. Oh.
Damn it! I remember one more.
I am too, and
Panther.
I can see the guy, but I can't think of his name. Shit. I'm out. Sorry.
Sorry. Johnny, what was your second guess if you had a chance?
Brian Scrudlin.
Sorry.
Yes, that's who I was thinking of.
Mark Fitzpatrick.
Mark Fitzpatrick.
Jen knew that. Jen knew Mark Fitzpatrick.
There you go. Of course she did.
Yes, the goalie. Jen wins.
That's why she gets paid on this show.
That's why she gets paid on the show. All right. Start with Mark. Mark, this guy was the first forward selected in the expansion draft by the Panthers. He was married in the offseason of 92, spent his summer in Massachusetts teaching several hockey schools, and he played high school hockey with Atlanta Braves pitcher Tom Glavine.
Huh.
Ooh.
Name this Florida Panther.
Steve Avery.
Close, but sorry. Lyle.
Okay, run it by me again, bud.
Jesus Christ.
I need to hear it again. These are hard.
Needy.
Scotty, can you use it in a sentence?
First forward selected by the Panthers in the expansion draft. He was married in the 92 offseason. Spent summers in Massachusetts teaching hockey schools. Played hockey with Tom Glavine.
Damn. I know this guy, and
weren't you?
I know this guy, and I just can't think of his name. Oh, when you say his name, I'm gonna kick myself. No, it's not Larry Walker. I know that. Oh God. I'm out. Sorry.
All right.
Damn it,
Johnny.
This is really hard.
Scott Mellenby.
Sorry.
You thought he's gonna do the double back. Yeah.
We're looking for Tom Fitzgerald. Tom Fitzgerald.
Never would have guessed that one.
All right.
Tom Fitzgerald.
All right, we're gonna start with Lyle on this one. Lyle.
Yes, sir.
He was the first selection of the Panthers in the 93 entry draft. He attended Medicine Hat College and studied chemistry.
Okay.
He enjoys tennis, golfing, hunting, fishing, water skiing, card collecting, and reading, and is an honor roll student. And he wants to become a doctor after hockey is done. Lyle, name this Panther.
Ed Jovanovski?
Sorry.
No, I didn't think it was him. But anyway.
Johnny.
Scott Mellenby.
Sorry.
John
And
Van
Mark.
Beesbrook.
Sorry. No, we're looking for Rob Niedermeyer. Rob Niedermeyer.
All right.
We're gonna start with Johnny. Johnny in the all.
Scott Mellenby.
No, it's not Scott Mellenby.
Oh, okay.
He's in the off season. He runs his own sports card store. He
Tom
enjoys
West.
golfing and Pete Dialing. He has a wife and 2 kids. He played in Winnipeg and Edmonton. Name this Florida Panther.
Is it me? Ron Francis. I know we
Ron
didn't play in
Francis,
Florida.
Sorry, no, he didn't. Johnny.
John Van Beesbrook.
Sorry, no. Lyle.
The Capitals fans that were next to me left.
That's fine.
Oh man. I'm sorry. I can't think of any of these guys.
Sorry. All right. If you guessed Pokey Reddick, you'd be a winner. Pokey Reddick.
He was great. He was great in that movie, The Chronicles, right? The Chronicles of Reddick.
Yes, he was.
Yeah, that was the 30 for 30, wasn't it?
I think so. All right, we're gonna last one. He was the 11th choice, 208th overall by the Washington Capitals in 1985. He is the only NHL player born in the state of Florida up to this time, before his family moved to Peterborough, Ontario. Holds U.S. residency as well as Canadian residency, and enjoys golfing and teaching the game of hockey. Mark, name this Panther.
Jeff Bukaboom.
Sorry, not Jeff Bukaboom. Lyle.
Oh, why am I even bothering? My God, I can't think of anybody on this one. The only one I know of that original lineup was Beezer, Van Beesbrook.
Sorry, not Van Beesbrook. Johnny,
No.
last chance.
I have a feeling that I know somebody that played on the Washington Capitals. Being drafted by the Washington Capitals at that time did not mean that you played for the Washington Capitals. But I'm going to go with Brian Skrudland.
Oh, sorry. No.
He played for the Caps, though.
Did he?
I believe so.
First off, I'm going to look that one up. He did not play for the Capitals at all.
Never?
Nope.
He wasn't part of the shitty Caps teams?
No, he played in Montreal during the 80s.
All right, well, forget it. I'm like 4 Guinness in at this point.
Well,
so.
we're ending this week as we ended last week. Dallas Eakins was the answer.
Oh,
Dallas Eakins. Thank God he was in both those media guides, and it worked out just properly. Lyle, we will talk next week about the Caps' demise and who is
We're
going to be
terrible
out.
at this game, by the way.
Just terrible with the Florida Panthers.
Yeah. Next week we'll talk about the Caps' demise and how they're going to blow up the team in the summer because this is over, baby.
Oh, so over. I'm doing this just for your benefit, dude.
And if it doesn't work, then you're telling the truth. So it works both ways. All right. Thank you, Lyle. Talk to you next week.
Talk to you next week, guys. Take care.
There he goes. Lyle Richards, SpectresHockey.net, thehockeynews.com, PI Guardian 9, Guardian 9, Guardian. And, of course, the Bleacher Report, which doesn't have the slideshows anymore. Johnny P, hit us with some shout-outs to end the show.
I'll give a shout-out to the Green Turtle. The kids playing basketball behind me have left. I'll give a diss to the 24-hour stomach bug, though. Apparently, the manager friend that I have here is not doing well. And I think that's it, really.
All right, sounds good. Mark with a C.
I'm trying to determine whether or not I'm going to watch the rest of this game. But that having been said, shout out to Kelly Bell. The Kelly Bell Band is actually playing right up the road from me at a place called One Loudon this weekend. So shout out to them. I may
Campbell's going to be there, by the way.
Yeah, may wander up there and check that out. So
Mr. Campbell will be there in full force talking about magic napkins. It's going to be great.
Yes. So Kelly Bell. That's really my only shout out.
That's good. That's a good shout out to have. It's your only one. We have some minor league hockey news we can get to just real quick. Orlando Solar Bears have been sold to Orlando Magic, and also the Columbus Cottonmouths have suspended operations for the season. Ta-da! My shout outs go to possibly getting this dresser fixed, put it up and running, so I can get my other Oyo rink ready to go, get the refrigeration in, make it happen. Shout out to Oyos because they're doing a Kickstarter. Go check it out. bit.ly/Oyo me kicks, and then there you go. You get to it. Shout out to Jen for putting up with my garbage as per usual. Shout out P. Pablo. Raise up. Take your shirt off. Switch around your head like a helicopter. And yeah, that's it. That's all. For Johnny P, live on remote. For Mark with a C, live from another studio. For me, Scotty Waz. Take care of yourself and someone else. It's been Face Off Hockey Show on faceoffhockeyshow.com. That's our Tumblr too, folks. You know what a Tumblr is? Me neither. So check it out. Twitter, Face Off HGKY Show. Facebook, FOHS Radio. Yeah, well, check us out next week. Who knows what's going to happen? Stay tuned to the Twitter and the Facebook and everything for updates about what could happen, what guests we could have. Who knows? We'll see what happens. Until next week, everybody. Peace.